I have hinted in your comments, I don't know how many times that I would love to be a guest. And so when you DM me, because like I didn't want to like slide into either of your DMs and just be like, say, hey, when can I come on? Or like, because that's that feels not cool. So like when Steph messaged me, I was just like, yes, I finally.
Yeah, I don't know how to play that out either, because there are some shows I would really love to be a part of, but I don't want to be that person either. So I just kind of want to sit and wait and feel left out. And then Stephanie goes on those shows instead, and I'm like, oh, nice, that's nice.
The jealousy.
Are you still mad because I got on the High Ground podcast before you?
I'm not saying that's true, but I'm saying possibly, maybe.
For your reference, Heather, this will be episode 16.
We've had 16 of these? Holy crap. Holy crap.
Cool.
And also, I got into a fight with somebody on that show about Space Mountain, and it was so stupid. But you know what? I was right.
How do you get in a fight about the objectively worst Disney ride?
Okay. Have you been to Disneyland before?
Disneyland, I have not.
See, that's why. That's why you think it's the worst ride. And that's my point.
Okay, which one's which? Which coast has world? Which coast has land?
World is Florida.
Right.
Okay.
Land
I go to Disneyland, the superior
and less good.
Right. Wait.
What did you disagree to, Chris?
I don't know. What happened? What happened?
Land because it's smaller and less good.
It is not. I mean, it is smaller.
It is not less good, but it's different, and they are different experiences, and that I understand. I have never been to land though, so I can't say with authority anything about it. I can't. Yeah, I can joke on it, but like I'm not an authority.
Yeah, I mean, size doesn't matter when it comes to a Disney theme park. I'll just say that. It's about the amount of experience in that size.
There is such a thing as too big.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's too fucking far to walk, man. I'm tired. They just want me to step on their neck. Is that what you're saying?
Okay. Some of this is patriarchy. So rather than saying this jokingly, like we'll say this earnestly. Some of this is patriarchy. But like men in many parts of the country never learn to tell the difference between positive and negative attention.
I agree with that.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so as much as we like joke about, teenage trolls and other things like that, like some of this is a function of society. Like there are swaths of people that, generally speaking, are men that never learn to tell the difference between positive and negative attention. All attention is good attention. All press is good press. And so like that,
it's got the same last name. It's in the same family.
I'm feeling attacked right now, but you're right. It's all true. Just pay attention to me, please. Just talk to me, whether it's good or bad.
Acknowledge my existence.
Acknowledge me.
Yep.
Oh my
I got
gosh.
5 comments on this video.
People see me now.
Okay, well, I officially retire from the Divas podcast. I feel seen.
Did not.
And now you're done. That's it. You got acknowledged by Alan, and now you're done.
I'm now in the worst possible way.
It's okay.
That's awesome.
I've got people lined up to replace you. It's fine.
No doubt. I'm sure you're getting people in your DMs all the time. Hey, when is that fucking nerd gonna like keel over and die? Because I would love to be your co-host.
And I let them know that this is a 2-person show for a reason. We are boring without each other.
No.
I mean, I think I'm fucking funny without you, but okay, sure. I'm kidding.
Let's fuck this face in the day. Okay.
Let's fuck this face in the day.
I was hoping I was going to be here for one of those.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Alan, shut up.
I have to grab a lightsaber. I'm going to debut. You can tell me to shut up when I come back. Okay. You do the intro. I'll be right back.
I love that. See, he did my bit for me. I love it. I love him.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Divas Unleashed.
This is chaos. I love it.
This is the Divas Unleashed. I promise you're not on the wrong channel.
People have been watching this shit for a long time. They know, Steph. And I know I just interrupted you. What was that?
Is your lightsaber talking, Alan?
Yeah.
Okay, let me intro the damn thing so we can do this.
Sorry.
Right,
Hey everybody,
do it.
welcome back to the Divas Unleashed, the visual media version of our two podcast, Dark Side Divas for the Star Wars side of the world and Marvelous Divas for the MCU. My name is Stephanie. I'm the woman half of the show. Go, Chris.
Wow, you were actually kind of clever there. Hi everybody, I'm Chris. I'm that gay guy. I'm also a Reva sexual. And everybody, you will suffer, Obi-Wan. And we're joined by a guest. Alan, you want to introduce yourself?
I am the friendly neighborhood master, Alan. If you don't recognize me without my hat, I do in fact have hair.
I do not.
And Father Time and Mother Nature are undefeated. It's like there's a finite amount of time I'm still going to have it, and that's what it is, and that's okay.
You will join me.
Enjoy it while you can.
I will. It's just less sunscreen, but I am a very well known at this point lightsaber purveyor on TikTok. I think I've broken 100K followers this week, and a very excited Star Wars fan. I have been dropping hints that I would like to be a guest for like basically since before Thanksgiving, and so I'm very glad that we got to make this happen, and then I got an invite because I was excited when I saw it pop up.
Well, we're fucking glad to have you.
Hell yeah.
So what was going on off camera? What's happening?
We're just gonna dive into it.
Yeah,
okay?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
You made it talk, and now I need to know.
You made it talk.
It's gonna be a little while before this is on the site.
Blaster blade. Ghost blade.
Okay, is that your voice?
No.
Okay.
Is that my voice?
Is that my voice? Is that my
Probably not.
voice? Oh well.
The editing for this part's gonna suck. I apologize.
Actually,
I'm
I'm personally finding this quite amusing. So.
Volume high.
Oh shit.
Volume.
Oh fuck! That's amazing.
Okay. What is happening?
It's a rainbow lightsaber.
Does it have a name?
I don't have this on the site yet. Hold on, this is very loud. And for anybody that ever wonders why I film with it muted, that's why.
Mhm.
It's a lot to talk over. But yeah, my manufacturer's had this for a little while. I have had this for a little while. I don't know if you are familiar with Pirate Jess on
Yes,
TikTok.
yeah.
And so I've been mutuals with her for a while, and way back before she had her surgery, I finally got this in, and I was going to send it to her, but it's taken me this long because we did the name change. Level Up Sabers, guaranteed better than a stick. And I've had a bunch of plugins on the website go wrong, and so it's taken me a while to get this product into like what's available. But yeah, so you are going to be the first people seeing this, and then the next time anybody sees this, it'll be when Jess unboxes it.
It's so pretty.
I know, seriously.
Like it is just no joke.
Oh my god.
And it has all the
Rainbow blade. Unstable.
That's my drag name.
Fire blade. Steady. Volume low.
All right, we're gonna turn the volume down.
So is
So
it
that's with
announcing the
blue.
different blade light patterns when it does that?
There's so many features. So this is a lot of times people will talk about the difference between NeoPixel and baselit and etc. Obviously these things are very bright, like you can see what that's doing to the camera, right? And now when I start moving it, digital cameras have a lot of trouble figuring out what the hell is going on because it emits light. So like when you're filming, sometimes it'll look like the blade is painted in place just because it's so bright that the camera doesn't know what to do with it. But the confusion about what is NeoPixel is, so NeoPixel is a brand of strips of LED that go into a blade like this. And so so people say NeoPixel and they think they're talking about this part, but they're talking about this part. And so every time you see somebody talking about their NeoPixel saber, NeoPixel is just a brand of LED strip. Most of these things that are called NeoPixels don't use NeoPixels. They use, LED strips that are made by a company that isn't a brand name because brand names make things more expensive.
Yeah. So how do these sabers compare? Because the only sabers I have are the ones I built at Disneyland. And I noticed that when, there are sometimes when they're debuting some new saber, there's a line of people, but they're not there for the sabers. They're there for the LED part.
And so like Disney, as an example, their blade, you drop it into place, you twist it. Mm-hmm. And so you can't get their blade from anybody else. You got to get a blade from them, which for me is not very useful. So like the NeoPixel that I just showed you guys, which again, not technically a NeoPixel because my manufacturer doesn't use NeoPixel LEDs so far as I know. But like NeoPixel blades are not good for dueling. They're not good for impact. And now we nerded out about martial arts a little bit before we started. I use the lightsabers to do what amounts to a samurai sword class. And then like a little bit of Philippine stuff as well, kind of all swizzled in together. And like if the saber can't absorb a lot of impacts, or if blades are expensive to replace, because in the process of training you break blades, it just happens. Like it doesn't happen on purpose, it just happens. Stuff wears out. They break a lot less often than like if you're playing ice hockey and like you go through sticks much more rapidly, right? Anyway, so NeoPixel do a lot of cool things because you can send lights through the blades, and the ones that Disney makes use LEDs inside the blade as well. But if it is expensive or difficult to get replacement blades, I don't personally have a lot of use for it. But there are a lot of people that like they're really cool because it lets you do cool effects like a rainbow blade, like we just showed, or other things. Or so like with Disney, it doesn't matter what blade you get, it will display whatever color your saber is supposed to do. Which is also one of my frustrations about them because theirs don't have color change unless you have one of the ones that you swap out crystals.
I have them all.
Did you finally get your fucking black crystal?
I have most of them. Damn you, Heather.
Like a heat-seeking missile.
You go right to the... Okay, I do not have a black one. I have a white one.
So I see you beat the shit out of trees and light poles and stuff. How's the on-point impact? Like jabbing?
So because it's like the blade is just a tube. And so like if you remember the commercials where you'd put it, like the kids would put a straw into an orange.
Oh yeah,
right.
Oh,
and so it's got more structural strength that way than it does the other ways.
That's excellent,
right? Because it's
in the martial arts that I study, we do have weapons, but they're for jabbing.
Because you guys do like dragon pole, yeah. But so as you watch, like I pushed a button and set it to. It's cycling through color options. When it gets to one that I want, I hit the button again. And so I don't have to collect things to get different colors. I don't have to. And so like with Disney, the blade is the thing that's producing the light. The crystal is just a code.
Right.
All it is telling the electronics what to tell the LEDs inside the blade to do. Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to get any blade off the rack, put it in your saber, and do your thing. And so the ability to do this is there. They just created something that you have to like treat like they're Pokemon to catch them all.
It's brilliant in its own way.
And for somebody that's a collector, like that's a fun process because you get to go through the hunt and all of that sort of thing. For me, the only reason I have a saber company is because I have a saber class and I needed to have lightsabers that would work for my students. And I wasn't happy with any of the ones that were available to me. So I had to make my own business. Find a manufacturer, get the ones that I wanted, right? And so there's all kinds of cool stuff on my website that I never use in my class that I'm never going to use in my class because like, oh yeah, that's really neat. Like this is really cool.
That's fucking gorgeous.
I mean,
is what it is.
I mean, really that looks like a High Republic lightsaber. You know.
You didn't like Sailor Moon when you were a kid?
No, it's very much a Sailor Moon.
I mean, it's very Sailor Moon, but like I could see like a Avar Chris type character using a lightsaber that looks just like
Avar Chris is a magical girl.
Yeah, she is.
She has the costume change and everything. Tell me she doesn't. Man.
Oh no! Of course she does. Of course she does. Multiple.
That's the other problem. They're so bright when you turn it off, it like takes you.
You're like,
you are blinded. You are blinded.
There's just a bar, right? It's like when you've been filming on the ring light and
really
there's the ring.
Fucking cool.
So you guys are the first ones to see this, other than Jess and like 6 people that were on the live when I told her about it. And the next time anybody's going to see that is going to be when she unboxes it, in conjunction with it finally being on my website, hopefully in the next 2 weeks, as long as nothing else goes wrong.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I got a couple other things I'm going to get to debut with you guys too. The Disney Sabers, especially from a collector standpoint, because the handles all look mostly screen accurate. Some of the ones like that, like the stuff that has thin necks and things like that, there's only so much they can do because you got to run wires through things. And their electronics are less sophisticated than what is available.
It's true.
About it.
They're mass producible.
The mouse is not known for quality; it's known for quantity.
What do you think my lightsabers are? Like these are churned out of a factory in Wuhan. Like,
yeah, but yours don't have planned obsolescence built into them, do they?
Wait, in Wuhan? No, I'm kidding.
Oh yeah, like that has presented some interesting things in the last 2 years.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
But I mean, I didn't start this until after COVID had already started. So like Wuhan had already like they were already like they had already been locked down and like come back and then had to like but anyway, but so like Disney Sabers from a collector standpoint, they are the game, right? Because all the other people here, by the way, also born in the late 1900s like myself, the game.
We're old here. We're all old here. Yeah,
it's true.
There's nobody that can give you the experience that you can get at the park building a saber. That is like there's nobody that does that. And so that's unique to them, that there's not a way to get from an online shop like mine.
Right.
I mean, it's a I would pay $100 just for the experience itself. And in fact, I've offered to, not the full amount, but like I've offered to, pitch in 50% of what they wanted to, what they were able to pay to just be able to stand there with them and watch them react to the whole experience. And it's Disney did good with the experience. I have
cry.
And people do, and that's part of the thing, is that you watch you see grown ass adults who damn well wish they could be the ones building the lightsabers themselves, but they have kids, so they're gonna let their kids do it. They stand in the back and they bawl like bitches, and I'm right there with them, and I've done it multiple times. And I really, really love going with people that are like, I'm gonna build a lightsaber, because I'll say, oh, let me stand there with you. I'll like throw $20 towards your overall cost. Yeah, because it's so cool. It really is that cool. But it still amazes me, like walking up to Batu and passing by the main Doc Gondor gift shop, and there's just lines of people waiting to buy the, whatever special edition lightsaber comes out. Like the Cal Kestis one was a big deal. The Asajj Ventress ones were a huge deal. That line wrapped around Batu, and there's so many people are disappointed.
They have Ventress sabers.
Yes, and I waited in line, by the way, for that for 3 hours before I gave up. But speaking of getting review bombed, if we can
nice
pivot.
Segue.
I like that segue. Nice segue.
I know.
Keep rolling with it, baby.
Yeah, I know. Obi-Wan Kenobi, this show of insanity. And before I get further into it, y'all, if you haven't seen part 3 yet, do not listen, or at least skip for the next 10 minutes or so. By the time this comes out, part 4, I'm sure will be out, and I will probably be fucking dead by then, based on what's happening with the show. But I guess the ultimate question is, what do we think of Obi-Wan Kenobi on Disney Plus? Because I'm devastated emotionally.
It was always going to be emotional damage.
I never expected it. Like I told my therapist, like I gave her a heads up, like, hey, this is gonna be bad, just to let you know. And she's like, over a television show? Don't you want to go to like? Yeah.
No, it's that fucking bad. That's the legacy.
Well, it's also
of this show.
It's also it rhymes, right? Things rhyme. Okay.
It's like
everybody.
It rhymes.
Everybody that talks about George Lucas, like they bring that up, right? This is the story of how Luke ended up where Luke was at the beginning of The Last Jedi.
Yep.
And so it was it was always going to be this person that was guilty and ashamed and afraid and like all of those things, and like just like the weight of shame, because for whatever reason, like as an instructor, you're supposed to know better. Like you're supposed to know that you can't control what your students are going to choose, but like Kenobi still feels like it's his fault that Anakin was a dumbass, and I really want to give him a hug and let him know that it's not his fault that Anakin was a dumbass,
right?
Because like, you know, Kenobi didn't say, hey, I have this great idea, let's murder a bunch of children.
Right,
like
you can only blame Obi-Wan up to a certain point, and that point is the point at which Anakin Skywalker is a grown-ass man. I don't know choices.
I don't know what you put on Kenobi's feet at all, and that is like one of the aspects of interacting with Star Wars fandom, where it's like, no, it's Mace Windu's fault. That's like, what the fuck? What movie did you watch?
Mace was slightly stern with Anakin twice. It didn't make him kill babies. God damn it!
Like it's like that's the problem. Like it runs into that scene, and it's just like no.
Look, I have given Obi-Wan Kenobi a very tough time. Yeah, a ton of shit. That's the word you're
looking for.
Yeah. But I agree. I do agree with Steph. Ultimately, Anakin has to. You know, Anakin had other mentors besides Obi-Wan Kenobi, as we've seen in Clone Wars. He's had other people talk to him and work with him. He had every exit ramp offered to him on the path that he was on. Especially like at one point when he was talking to a bunch of Force gods, one of the Force gods was like, hey, you can be an ultimate Force god and completely avoid your horrible destiny that was coming for you. You just have to stay in this giant triangle box for a long, long time. And I'm referring to the Mortis arc, of course. But like,
great story.
Great story. It feels like 20 years ago that we talked about that. But, but like, I ultimately like, this show is you're right, I never even thought about that before. The parallels between The Last Jedi and the show, both in the story and the fan reaction to it, is pretty interesting. Like, you know, I just auto block people now every time I see people express something toxic or racist, so I'm not seeing as much of the negative reaction, I think, as other people are. But like the story that came out today about Obi-Wan getting critic bombed and all that kind of shit, like I am the least shocked person that there would be a whole flock of people who think that this show's awful, when it's the best, in my opinion, some of the best Star Wars I've ever seen.
I just wonder how long Rotten Tomatoes thinks that they're going to be able to stay in business at this point. Like, the validity of their review system is completely subjective and open to fucking temper tantrums from fandoms.
What was Rotten Tomatoes money ever because of the validity? Like, really?
It's the brand.
That's not the product. Yeah.
It's, you know, like that's the reality of, like, because we use Twitter as an example, right? It is within the power of modern computing to end the toxicity on Twitter. That is like, it is the, I'm going to use dangerous, and I realize that some people may not necessarily like agree with that word, but it is the most dangerous social media. It is the most, like, it is the one with the most negativity. It's the one with the most toxicity. Like Twitter, because the memory of Twitter is so short and everything else. Like, it is within the power of modern computing to completely fix that in a weekend. You don't fix it if it's how you make money.
Right.
That is how Facebook has ended up where it is. That is how, like, you know, it is the destiny of every social media to get there, and then it gets replaced by the new social media that is less toxic, because like the positive creators are going to be the first ones to adopt the new social media.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, Instagram's going to get there eventually. TikTok's going to get there eventually. I don't want to see it happen, but like, that's history has taught us that that's what happens.
Always got an eye on the horizon for whatever's going to replace TikTok. But yeah, every article that comes out, it's like, oh my God, Rotten Tomatoes, the review bomb for Obi-Wan is just driving traffic to Rotten fucking Tomatoes.
Rotten fucking Tomatoes.
Anyway,
well, everybody wins because it's a circle. It's great. Oh, it's great.
Fucking amazing show. Obi-Wan Kenobi
is a punch in the spleen.
But it's
God.
You didn't expect to get out of this with your psyche intact or your heart in one piece. Oh no. Obi-Wan Kenobi is my favorite Star Wars character, second to Leia. And I always have to qualify that. Leia doesn't even get to compete. She's always the top tier. She's out of the running forever. Everybody else has to be presumed to be coming in after Leia. But no,
I love that she's
it.
in this era. I love that she's in this era.
No,
They have done such a good job with her. God,
we were such fools because we were trying to spin up just whatever idea, whatever theory we could come up with to explain how the fuck, because clearly Obi-Wan's getting off of Tatooine, right? And we're like, is it going to be because of Corky Kryze, or is it going to be because Quinlan Vos gives him a call, or what's it going to be? It never occurred to us that it would be Leia.
That's not true.
You never said to me.
No, I went back and watched our Obi-Wan Kenobi trailer. What we actually said, and I'm going to play that shit right here.
What, Chris?
What if we get a 10-year-old Leia?
You shut your mouth.
What if Bale's like, Obi, I know you're watching Luke right now, but I think Leia's in danger, and yeah, I need your help.
You need to go, and then we just see her running with her little bun.
That would get him on planet.
with her little bun.
I would love
that. It would just be a tease. Like you just see her running. That's it.
So just a little brunette child running across.
Or like she goes up to Ben like, Daddy, who is this? Oh, it's just an old friend.
Oh, Ben Kenobi, you know.
Well, and that's the thing, is maybe she remembers him from old, and that's why that she feels so comfortable in A New Hope reaching out to him.
Oh my God.
Because she met him as a kid.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Okay, we may be fan fictioning at this point, but
I know,
for sure.
There has not been so much as a whisper.
Obi-Wan just looking at her with that face, like,
and seeing Padme.
I'm just an old friend, little one. Yeah.
Yes.
And seeing Padme. Aww.
Oh, we're giving ourselves
right now, because I'm the editor. We actually did suggest the possibility that maybe it's Leia, and then we started making jokes and made
about
a reference
about
her buns, and then we dismissed it.
We totally blew it off.
We're like, it's got to be Corky or something, or somebody kidnaps Luke. Like we dismissed it.
No, but we didn't think it was actually that Leia was going to be integral to the plot.
No, absolutely not.
Run by in the background or something.
I didn't think she was going to be my favorite character in the show, which is what she is.
In the first episode, when I recognized Alderaan, I was like,
I know.
Wait, are they dressing a little girl? Are they dressing it? I'm like hitting my kid. I'm like, oh my God.
You're kind of like, God, this is abuse.
Mom, poor son's like, I'm not sitting with you for the show anymore. I'm like, that's fair. But no, I was a mess. I was a mess when I realized we were getting Leia. And what is that?
What? That I know what that is.
You're very subtle. You're very subtle. Fuck is that? What is that?
This is the general.
It's so pretty. Wait, so Leia?
It is so pretty.
Leia's lightsaber's badass.
So where do we see that? That's in the sequel trilogy, yeah.
Rise of Skywalker.
Rise of the Skywalker. Thank you. Revenge of the Sith. Oh my God.
My favorite movie, Steph.
I know. I'm aware, and we will talk about that when we get there.
In 20 years.
Nobody's perfect. God love J.J. Abrams. Somebody has to.
I used to, and the thing is, and Steph can testify to this. I used to hate J.J. Abrams' work.
Oh yeah, you would scream about lens flares every time.
Oh my God, it was so out of control.
He definitely had a lens flare era, though.
He definitely, and there's still don't get me wrong, there's lens flare, but he finally
had an ex that was super into Lost, and it just like
oh, don't get me started about that saga. Lost and Battlestar Galactica are the reasons why I refuse to watch shows that always end on a cliffhanger and make me have to wait week to week and then several months. Like there's some shows that I want to watch, but I'm going to wait till they're done so I can just marathon them.
But Battlestar Galactica ended so satisfyingly. It wasn't weird at all. There weren't cavemen.
I was high when I saw the last episode.
So that
I thought
made sense to you?
And Jimi Hendrix was playing. I was into it.
Sure.
Yeah,
everybody's got Jimi Hendrix lyrics now.
Yeah.
Jimi Hendrix is actually the voice of the universe. You know what? Back to Star Wars.
That'll work for me.
It
Yeah, me
was
too.
On both counts.
Yeah.
I like Jimi Hendrix as the voice of the universe. We should go on with that. I like this. This is good. All right, continue. Star Wars.
Only if
Sorry.
it can be in a duality with Janis Joplin.
I'm fine with that too.
Balance in all things.
So good with that.
So fucking Leia is in this show, and I didn't know
I'll
how
be
low
fine.
fandom
Go
could
save
go.
him.
Hmm?
I'll be
Go-
fine. Go save him. That line. Oh my God.
The general says go save him, so you go fucking save
She
him.
has always been the general. She has always been wise beyond her years and enormous beyond her size, and I adore her. This fucking kid is killing it. It's just,
I mean, the best child actor I've ever seen. Period.
She's so good.
In any movie, TV show, like she is. Carrie Fisher would be so proud.
Carrie Fisher would be incredibly proud of,
Mhm.
of the service they've done to the character, of the job that she is doing. And
Mhm.
like, and this is so like absolutely fantastic child actor. I don't want to take anything away from her because she's kicking ass. Did you do Game of Thrones?
Oh yeah.
Lady Mormont?
Lady
like-
Mormont's great, but
I want those two. I want to arrange a play date between
They would be
Leia
friends.
and
Oh my God.
and Lyanna Mormont. Not Lyanna. Whatever, Lady Mormont.
Yeah.
My fucking cat is screaming. I'll be right back.
the cat is out of control tonight. I have mixed feelings about Game of Thrones, so
Same.
by the time we
That's-
got to the Lady Mormont part, I was kind of already divorced from the show. And that says, and I'm a
Getting
fan
too
of the,
goddamn comfortable with this. You know that, right?
and I'm a fan of the books, but like, or I used to be, but like, yeah, Lady Mormont.
Same.
Lady Mormont, that little girl was excellent.
She killed it.
She
She
killed
absolutely
it.
killed it.
What they did to her was bullshit. And I know it's Game of Thrones; people die.
Mhm.
They die for death's sake or whatever. But like, yeah, I agree. She's good, but there's just something. It's hard to pull. It's hard to pull off a legendary character that's like
Right.
someone that's infused with our pop culture. And all due
Mhm.
respect to the little girl that played Lady Mormont, she's not Leia
not
Organa.
Leia.
Yeah, and
Well, it doesn't have the same weight of fandom because that character,
right.
like that, there wasn't the same expectations on that character from the fandom because
Right.
like that she hadn't shown up in the books yet. Like, so like people didn't have like baggage for her the way that they did for like a Cersei or a Robb or Sansa or whatever. Whereas Leia, like if you're going to play one of the Star Wars legacy characters in any capacity at all, like they are going to come for you.
Yeah.
I know.
They're just, and it's ironic because I know there are some fans that they feel like loving a different actor doing the character feels like they're betraying the character from when they were a kid. So I get why people have that, like where it comes from. I don't understand why people feel that way because it seems like you say it out loud, it seems obviously like bullshit.
Right. Yeah. It's the same character.
But-
You're not cheating on the actor.
If Harrison Ford wanted to be Han Solo, that Harrison Ford would be able to do that.
He would like to
Facts.
never do that again, please.
He didn't want to do it. He begged George Lucas to murder him in Return of the Jedi. Actually, no, I would think it was actually Empire Strikes Back, and then Return of the Jedi. So he finally got his wish in Force Awakens. So there you
Bless his
are.
grumpy
And he still came back after. He still came back after that. So poor
So,
Harrison Ford.
As much as I'm loving Leia, and I am, that kid is stabbing me directly in the heart and absolutely delighting me with everything she does. Riva is the standout for me. Like that girl is going to break my heart
It's gonna be
before
hard.
the show is over. She's gonna break.
Well,
my heart. There's no way she lives. There's no way she survives this.
It goes one of two ways. There
Mhm.
are two outcomes for her. She's either a sleeper agent or Vader's going to kill her.
I think it's going to be a blend of the two. I don't think she's working for anyone. I feel like she's got a private vendetta, because I think she's definitely the kid from the Order 66 scene at the beginning.
Yeah.
From the way that she reacted to the symbol of the Jedi Order on the wall.
I feel like, yeah, I feel you there too. And they've done a lot of things to indicate, well, because obviously she's a Jedi,
Mhm.
like, or what, like was a youngling, like that's because all the all the Inquisitorius were.
Right.
But like, so the hardest thing for me watching Anakin, and I promise I'm gonna circle this to Reva. Hardest thing for me watching Anakin is watching the egomaniac with an inferiority complex, because like I see enough of who I was in that it's really hard to watch, because I learned my lessons from that and he did not.
No.
And I'm having to watch Reva do the same shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, she kind of is, though.
I feel like she's a little Anakin. She's a mirror for Anakin in this. He's not going to get the lesson because he doesn't get the lesson until the end of the original trilogy.
Yeah, I don't think he ever gets the lesson.
He got a lesson, damn it.
He got redeemed somehow. His ass became a Force ghost. So
the bar on redeemed is super low.
It's so low.
Apparently, because
the bar on redeemed is so low.
Yeah, I know, because like what Vader in part 3, I used to make this joke all the time before Revenge of the Sith comes out. All I want is a movie where Vader is awesome for an hour and a half, kicks a lot of ass. Then I grew up and became more emotionally mature. What I saw with part 3, like, I was afraid. I was legit scared.
He's a fucking monster.
He's a fucking
monster.
And
that was what we were supposed to learn when Master Skywalker, there are too many of them. What are we supposed to do? Ignites weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's like, we're supposed to figure that out there.
Right.
But we didn't see it.
That was the monster turn. It's more than a villain turn. Now you're just a fucking monster. And I feel like, okay, frankly, George Lucas doesn't have the artistry to really portray that. But now we're seeing not that budding monster. He is in his prime.
He's Jason.
In Obi-Wan.
He's Freddy Krueger.
He is,
he's a fucking unstoppable horror movie monster. And we got the first taste of that at the end of Rogue One, where he wasn't even a person, that he was just vaguely person shaped, and he was just death coming down that hallway. And now here he is.
He was plot happening to those people.
He was a force of horrible nature. And you just got rolled over. And that's what happened to Obi-Wan. And there are people online that are bagging on Obi-Wan. That man hadn't touched his saber in 10 years.
He didn't touch the Force. He disconnected himself from the Force. Yeah.
He hurt himself reaching out to the Force enough to save a little girl's life. Like, he hasn't trained in forever. So, and legitimately terrified in that moment. Wouldn't we all be? So
absolutely. I mean, I literally was.
Well, and we put ourselves in the shoes of Kenobi. Does Kenobi actually want to win that fight?
That's the thing.
Because he feels like Vader's his fault. And so like that's like you watch it and it's like Kenobi doesn't actually want to win. Yeah. Kenobi thinks he deserves to let Anakin beat him.
Exactly.
And Vader was not going to kill him. He wants him to suffer. That's why he let him go, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Anakin doesn't do anything halfway.
Yeah, because he'll get him again later. He's just gonna wait for Obi-Wan to go back with some allies and gather up some friends, so then he can hurt them too. That's
but it's also like Anakin is the physical representation of doing a lot at the wrong time instead of a little at the right time. And in the context of being a hero, that means one thing. In the context of being a villain, like that's why villains always lose when they're monologuing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I'm
I've
afraid
stepped on your words like twice. I'm really sorry about that.
What I am deeply
interesting. It's all right. Sorry. Go on.
God damn it. What I am deeply afraid of for next episode, I have a feeling that Leia is somehow gonna wiggle away from Reva, but if not, if she gets kidnapped completely and taken back to whatever water world they're on, I'm deeply worried Veda and Leia are gonna meet. And how awkward that's going to be.
I need that to not happen. My heart.
I don't want that to happen.
I cannot have baby Leia in the same room as Vader, but it would explain her attitude towards Vader when she meets him in A New Hope. When she's like, "Oh, look at you!
This motherfucker
suck.
You fucking suck. I hate you." Blah blah blah.
Zero fear.
Well, and I like that we're the Star Wars that we are getting is ignoring a line, because like Lucas got to a point where he was ignoring the line as in episode 5, but like in episode 4 there's the line, "Oh, Moff Tarkin, I was wondering who was holding Vader's leash." Right, and so there's this implication that like Vader isn't like Vader's just an angry dog. That's all he is. He is a dog that gets pointed at things, whereas like now it's a, you know, Vader is the avenging hand of God, because it goes from the Emperor to God to Vader. Like that's the flow chart, right? And so we're getting we're getting that Vader, which is basically the Vader we got in Empire Strikes Back. That's basically the Vader we got in Return of the Jedi. And so like that line from A New Hope gets sort of, you know, like tucked under the rug, because there wasn't a plan. That's fine.
There was no plan. There's never a plan.
Well,
there's
and it's always
now,
there's a plan. There's for sure a plan now.
It's a series of homages that are connected together with narrative.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like that is what Star Wars is.
It
is a series of homages and tropes held together with dialogue.
So,
but so like getting Vader that is this Vader that is the horror movie monster that is more plot than person. Like
okay. Chris and I have had this discussion where I don't think of Palpatine as a person. I think of him as a hurricane. He's a force of nature in the galaxy. That is not a person. That is the dark side of the Force acting in flesh.
What are Palpatine's motives?
To be evil and live forever and rule the galaxy.
No, he wants control. He's obsessed with he wants control over everything because he doesn't trust anybody else to do it.
I don't think it's even a matter of trust. He just lusts after that power level.
But it's like
his motivation is to gobble up power and to hold everything. He's just evil. And
so like either way we define it, right? Like however we define Palpatine, like Palpatine does not meet enough criteria to be a character.
No. In Clone Wars, you get a little more characterization with him because you see this force of nature interacting, but he's so puppet mastery, and so he's never been a character for me. And now in Obi-Wan, we're starting to see the level up of Vader up to that level of being a force of nature rather than a person. But I think in this episode, we saw that force of nature have a serious person moment all over Obi-Wan's face. Like, I think that's what happened there. Like he's in the process of leveling up to that.
I do think, like, you know, I do think Palpatine's going to get fleshed out. I think, you know, the Acolyte show is interesting, and I have a feeling that's going to somehow play.
I cannot wait for that. I don't think it's going to help
can't
Palpatine,
wait either.
But I'm super excited.
And they've attempted. There have been Legends books that have attempted to like flesh him out, and generally, based on like research, it's because he was abused very badly as a young child. And so that's why I say he wants power. He wants ultimate power. He doesn't want anyone to have it. It's the only way he can feel safe.
Lots of people get abused and they don't take over the galaxy.
But not a lot of people have that power of the dark side like he does. He is the dark side has taken him over completely.
And so like I don't want to minimize the lack of characterization for Palpatine, but like so Palpatine and Thrawn, like, and so like Thrawn is a much more three-dimensional character than Palpatine, but they're not all the way characters, because they need to operate for most of the plot. They need to operate a certain way until you get to the end of the third act, and then they need to not operate that way. Like, so like Palpatine as an example, right? And so like Palpatine has this long game that he has been playing, and he has made it so that no matter what the other person chooses, he wins.
Right.
He has made it so that every single possible outcome, whether it flips right or left, he wins. Boom, 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 boom. Return of the Jedi. It is all going as I have foreseen.
Right.
Right. And so he's using the Force to look into the
entire
future
Clone War was whichever side wins, he wins.
and he is organizing the future so that he is the only one that's left standing.
Mhm.
But then at the end of Return of the Jedi, the linchpin thing that all of that had been culminating to, which was going to be flipping Luke and turning him evil and or killing Luke, that's where Palpatine had it wrong. That's where he screwed up.
Mhm.
All the other stuff went fine. Attack of the Clones, when he used an assassin who was using bugs to kill Padme, except
No,
that
there's even more
assassin,
steps than that.
except that assassin had been hired by somebody.
Right. So it
that
goes,
person.
it goes bug, droid, changeling.
Oh, there's a droid. That's right.
Jango,
Right.
Dooku, Palpatine. That's the steps.
That's called capitalism right there.
To get
outsourcing.
Kenobi to Camino, like all of that shit was to get Kenobi to Camino and to get Anakin alone with Padme. So he got that right, but he screwed up Luke.
I mean,
what?
Yeah.
The mullet allows the Sith Lord to see more clearly, I think. So that's kind of why. I don't know. Fast and Furious Star Wars.
Fast and Furious Star Wars every time.
Attack of the Clones is not my favorite movie of all the Star Wars. I love parts of it.
Homages and cliches held together with dialogue.
Right. And that's fine.
Like so like Sidious operates that way, and then all of a sudden in Return of the Jedi, there's this thing that is a major wild card that he did not have a backup plan for. Like it's like he was in a position where like the Sidious that we have seen up to that point would have 2 or 3 contingency plans, and maybe we can argue now from Rise of Skywalker that his contingency plan was he became a clone or whatever, but like that moment was where all of a sudden it goes off the rails. Thrawn in Legends, same thing. Thrawn in canon has been a little bit less of like infallible boogeyman, incapable of tying his shoes without help, like, you know. But like, and like, so like Thrawn in canon has been a lot more, you know, like between Zahn and Filoni, and like they've been able to do a lot more with him than from Legends, where he really just needed to kind of be a trope. But that's the problem with Sidious, and we'll see what happens with Vader, because like right now he
is full of that hatred.
You know, I feel like that moment at the end of Return of the Jedi where Sidious fucked up and he miscalculated is the most character thing he's ever done, because that was just hubris. He totally thought he 100% had Vader under control. He had all of this figured out. Everything's coming up Sidious here. And no, you fucked up. And that's actually the most human thing he's ever done, is that. A little too late. Anyway, can't wait to see more Vader. I would like for him to leave Obi-Wan alone, though, please. Can we not? Can we?
That is not going to happen.
So sad. Fucking Ewan McGregor is breaking my heart.
I know.
Well, but we have to get to see Kenobi forgive himself.
Yeah.
And that happens through his conflict with Vader.
So
I mean, it's gonna suck. It's gonna suck.
It's gonna be painful.
It's gonna be
therapy. Like, because if Kenobi can't forgive himself, then he's not in a position to be the Kenobi we see in A New Hope.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, Ewan McGregor is absolutely qualified to pull that off. He's gonna pull it off.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
What I'm wondering is, are we going to see Hayden Christensen's face?
We have.
We technically did in episode 2. We saw him. We saw him in the back. We've seen him
briefly in makeup, but like, are there going to be flashbacks? Is there going to be a reason to have cast this man? Because otherwise, all you need is a body double in the Vader suit. Like, why did we even bring him? What was with the push to bring him back? Other than the novelty of it, like, is there going to be more content?
Because you can afford him, and then it creates more opportunity to like do season 2,
or and include him in the Ahsoka show. Maybe. What if?
Or Ahsoka.
it's not possible to love everything Star Wars. There are some hits or
Because
misses.
there's too goddamn much.
There's so
And
much
it's not
now.
all for everybody.
No.
Yeah.
Like
No.
there's some
Really
of it that's
not.
for other people. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, whole swaths of Rogue One was not for me, and that's okay. I didn't take that shit personal.
No,
Not everything
it's
in Star
okay.
Wars has
It's
to be made and catered specifically to one fan.
It's
It
not my
was
Star
for a
Wars
while.
anymore. Oh my god,
No.
everything's horrible. Kathleen Kennedy ruined everything.
All right, take a breath. It was for a while. There are periods of Star Wars where you can see that the entire thing was created to appease and please one fan, and that fan was George Lucas. And so that's why the prequels taste the way they do.
Sphere of influence. What? I'm sorry?
And the occasional Clone Wars episode.
Yeah, yeah.
Looking back on that particular episode, I feel a little more charitable towards it because I realized it was written by his then teenage daughter.
Yeah. And she
So,
wanted to, yeah, I know. We shouldn't make fun of it too much, but we do.
Well, but there, and like context affects your perception of things then, right? Because
Mhm.
like if there's like if something is written by somebody that like J.K. Rowling's a fantastic example, right? Like I
I know
feel
what you're
differently. I feel differently about everything that has her name on it now, and everything that has the Harry Potter logo on it now because of that.
yeah.
I used to really, really love the Republic Commando arc, like all of that stuff.
Mhm.
Travis is not an author I am going to say positive things about.
I don't know about this one.
So the Republic Commando novelization. So there was
Mhm.
the video game Republic Commandos. There was a series of novelizations written by an author who is vocally a TERF.
Ugh.
Oh.
Doesn't like Jedi's. Put a lot of that sentiment into their writing and etc. So it's like I'm out.
Mhm.
I can't, like anything Mel Gibson's in at this point. Like
Oh,
it just
yeah.
like that.
I
It
can't.
affects my ability because I can't separate. And there are some people that comfortably can and whatever. And I'm not going to pass judgment on how anybody is going to like what they're going to enjoy, how they're going to enjoy it, and all that kind of stuff. But like there are certain things for me that it's just like I can't not see the person. And I can't just be in the art. I see the person, and so this is not the place that I can.
Right.
I can
with Kevin
disconnect and
Spacey,
enjoy
it's
it.
the same thing.
Yeah.
LA Confidential is
Yeah.
one of my favorite movies in the world. Fuck him.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to really, really enjoy the director's commentary in the first Avengers movie. That's a very different experience now.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I hate that guy so much.
Oh.
It's like
yeah, but no, yeah.
the only celebrity I've ever met in person, and I got a handshake. I met him at Comic-Con in 2007 because the Buffy comic was out. Like, and now it's like I don't want to tell that story. Then I have to confess to people that I have shaken hands with Joss Whedon.
Damn.
I have washed my hands since then, so it's not on there
I
anymore.
imagine
But still, like there's
at least once. Yeah. So anyway, we really like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
We really like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Right.
And y'all, we
there's not a lot
had
to talk about yet because there's so many like.
There's so many.
What's
Yeah,
gonna
we are gonna do a deeper
Not a lot to
dive.
talk about. It's like an hour and a half later.
Oh yeah, I know. I had questions, but we already have like so much great conversation. So I think we could probably cap it off at fuck, marry, kill, perhaps. Are you hitting your cat?
Throwing things at her.
I was hoping it was your cat, not your kid.
She's literally sitting over there just going, "Oh," like with her mouth closed. Like,
See, now I'm worried that after saying that I hate Anakin more than Ponkrell, that they're both going to be in this list, and I'm going to have to make a hard choice.
That's amazing. Steph just has a sinister. I know two of the people on the list. The third one is a total ambush. So
okay. Let's
Bring it. I'm ready.
cat. Okay. And now she's on my cord. Would you?
see, that's why you go cordless.
I have horrific luck with Bluetooth. I don't know if there's just something about my skull that sucks the power right out of Bluetooth headphones, but I can never keep them alive for long. My brain is hungry. What is this? What is
I
this
love
little-
that
It's
one.
Yoda.
That's
Somebody's
Yoda
supposed to
one.
give me the 3 characters.
They're really tiny.
Oh, okay.
They're really
All right.
tiny.
So we're gonna let's wrap this shit up, you guys. Oh my god. Okay, so we close every episode with a quick game of fuck, marry, kill. We list 3 characters, and then we typically as a group sort of decide which one we would fuck, which one we would marry, and which one we would kill. Tonight is fuck, marry, kill lightsaber edition in honor of our guest. So I'm going to give us 3 characters that are notorious for lightsabers in one way or another. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Fuck, marry.
Sorry.
You good?
I love this.
Good. I'm ready.
Okay. Fuck, marry, kill. Mace Windu, master of every lightsaber form, and also invented his own. Good for him.
And finally coming to the website.
Fine. Oh, nice.
General Grievous, owner of many lightsabers.
Okay.
Because he takes them all.
And Professor Huang.
God damn you.
The one who has guided every Jedi through the creation of their lightsabers for the past 1,000 years or more.
Steph, did you see that? Were you able to see the Ahsoka leak that he's in it?
Oh, yeah, I heard about it.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Because all the footage I've seen of it was like blurry and over somebody's shoulder.
Well, me too. I wasn't there that day for the Ahsoka stuff, but
no, keep bragging about being it. Keep bragging about being at Celebration. That's fine. Whatever. I have a Mace Windu lightsaber, so there. I'm not jealous.
Yeah, you win. I'm gonna get COVID soon, so it's fine.
Okay. So, fuck, marry, kill. Mace Windu, General Grievous, or Professor Huang.
I feel like the kill's really easy. Because
I don't know how you choose anybody except for Grievous on that one.
I know.
I think there are Anakin stands that would just be like Mace Windu.
Right?
Yeah, fuck, whatever.
Kick him into a pit, and whatever. That's fine. No, I love Mace Windu. Mace Windu is Anakin if Anakin decided to be a good guy.
Mace Windu's fucking great.
Interesting.
Yeah, if Anakin made some better decisions.
If Anakin had decided to be a good guy, he's Mace Windu.
Maybe that's why they don't like each other so much.
So I think we agree, though, that General Grievous is going to die.
General Grievous is dead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. Whatever.
Oh, fuck. I hate you, Steph.
I mean, I feel like you marry Huang.
I do, too. I mean, I'm talking David Tennant voice.
I mean, separate from that. But it's like, but you think about what makes a relationship. Because at the point where you're getting married, like, that is somebody you're going to have to long-term solve problems with. And so you need somebody that is going to be a teammate solving problems, and that's like, it's not that Mace Windu's not capable of that. It's just that, like, the professors, like, that's the wheelhouse right there. Like that, like that's somebody where, like, they're going to let you talk through your feelings before they just, like, interrupt and start offering solutions. Like, it's gonna be collaborative. They're gonna do things like, wait, do you want me to solve a problem, get the shovel, or listen until you've gotten it all out? And then you're gonna be able to be like, second one. And then, like, you'll go get a case of water, dig a hole, leave a comforter and a bunch of duct tape and some other stuff in the hole.
Dig it deep enough and then bury something smaller that is also dead on top of it for the cadet.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas Windu's going to be like, shut up, go assassinate Count Dooku.
Or, like, I mean, it's Mace doesn't strike me as the same kind of collaborative partner, plus always going to choose the job over you. Because that's his job, is to choose the job over you.
Yep.
It makes him an amazing side piece, though.
I agree.
So I love your thoughtful, nuanced, well thought out reason why we're all marrying Professor Huang. But my reason is I'm not a droid fucker. So I can't.
It's Star Wars. Like, I mean, like, at
there are sex spots.
I know,
well,
there
but no,
are
like,
sex spots. I just
Kit Fisto, does Kit Fisto, like, does the carpet match the drapes?
This came out of left field. What's happening? What?
Kit Fisto.
What?
Like,
I don't think there's any carpet or drapes. He's all tentacles. do they have? You have
put your thumb on what I was trying to allude to.
Oh my god.
that is where that was going.
Just the mechanics of fucking a droid. It strikes me as physically extremely uncomfortable.
Well, somebody doesn't own a real doll.
No, somebody does not.
I
don't like. Look, if people like real dolls, that's fine.
Are they still around?
I'm not gonna yuck your yum. I can't do it though. I can't even be in a room with them. I can't.
Because you have been in one, right?
Yes, and it's a corpse. It's corpse.
They're still around. That's crazy.
Oh, good. Did you Google it? Anyway, okay, so we're killing Grievous. We're killing Grievous. We're marrying Professor Huang. I just want to have conversations with, what are you waving at the screen now?
Still Mace Windu.
Okay. I just want to have conversations with David Tennant's voice about every Jedi that he's talked to, who he's helped out. Like, what was Elzar Mann like as a kid? Tell me about it, because you know you were there. Like, I want to.
Probably still a dumbass, but lovable.
Probably still the biggest, sweetest idiot. So that means that Mace Windu is the side piece, and I think that's perfect. He's really busy. He's very pragmatic. There's not going to be like a strings attached issue with him. So he finishes a mission. He comes back. You bang it out, and he leaves and gets out of your face. I think that's awesome.
Also the kind of person that like their apartment has one plate, one fork, one coffee mug, and one glass.
No, he has to come over to mine. Yeah, we're not.
But that's something where it's like that's just how he do. And so like if he comes over to your place, then it like it's uncomfortable. Like it needs to just be like, all right, we're done. You know where the shower is. I'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Oh, ridiculous. Anyway, it was a very successful round of Fuck, Marry, Kill, everybody. I think we had.
I know. For the first time we agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grievous is dead.
Did I already show you guys the Yoda? I can't remember.
Yeah, you did. The Yoda. Yeah.
Oh, that is awesome.
Legal.
Was it? Did we do the general? Did we talk about the general? I can't remember.
Come here.
Okay. Are you sure?
So how many, Alan? How many lightsabers in total do you have on your website?
Be right back.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Too many.
At this point, I don't know. Because I've added a ton of character sabers just in the last 5 months. So like I started with 3.
Right.
And not very many colors. Like there were 3 options and it was all stuff that was just like, all right, I'll do this for the class or whatever. And now like I've got the Anakin, Luke, Rey Skywalker Graflex. I've got the Vader Graflex. I've got the Luke thin neck with the control box. I've got the Kenobi.
Luke thin neck with a control box.
Makes it sound like it's made by Hitachi, right? Like, we've got.
It sounds like the control box is something that somebody else holds for the evening.
No, the control box is this thing that makes your.
What is happening?
$400 I just dropped. The control box is this thing that makes your hand bleed when you try to use it like it's a weapon.
Oh.
Huh.
Because the people that design lightsabers hate hands. Like they hate hands.
Like,
I don't know what it is. I don't know why.
You're supposed to be able to hold them as like a weapon. I don't.
It's all about the look.
No.
You know.
See, like all of that looks really cool. This
is
cool, by the way. Looks really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But so the problem is there's all this right angle metal. And I don't know if you know this about right angle metal, but it makes your fingers bleed.
Yeah, we're back to I don't fuck droids.
And I get it. Like, you know, that's totally valid. Totally valid.
Oh my god.
Although I will give you credit, he's quite ergonomically shaped.
I would hope. I mean, he's bored on that ship all the time, right? So what is he going to do?
He's got soft edges.
Well, and when you've been around for a really long time and you're a strong intuitive, like that's being a strong intuitive is a very important skill in that particular aspect of life. But so like that thing is the control box.
And you're supposed to hold that in your hand?
No, you hold on either side of it, except unless you have not human-sized hands, it's in the way.
Like,
huh. That's kind of changed my perspective on lightsabers substantially.
And so,
because mine aren't like that. Mine are the Disney ones, but yeah.
But what does
that's
the control
crazy.
box do?
It turns it on.
Controls.
On mine, it does nothing. It just sits there because there's a button in here instead of a switch that you have to move.
Flip up,
on
right.
In the film, there's like a little switch here that they like junk in that. And I really thought that Leia's was going to be like a cheese grater. Like I saw the picture,
right? Yeah,
and I just assumed that this was going to be awful. But the way my manufacturer does it, all these edges are rounded, and so it's actually not bad. This is a lot more comfortable than the Kenobi. I still wouldn't fight with it because any of the ones that have the thin neck. This is just it's like you put a lot of torque on a really small area, and it's
break.
Like if you're gonna spend north of $300 on something that looks really awesome, you don't want to beat it until it bends.
No.
Yeah. Let's pick up the other Kenobi saber that I just dropped on the floor. Because now I'm a martial artist, so obviously I'm coordinated.
Oh, is that
this just?
I've never tripped over my own feet. What?
I've just added this one Monday, I think. Maybe it was Sunday. I don't know. Whatever. Days really don't mean anything.
Time has no meaning.
None
especially
whatsoever.
like the month of May was the most successful month that the business has ever had.
Congratulations.
Like it was cool, but it's also like not like I had been packaging stuff from May the 4th for the last.
I was going to ask you, do you package your own
days.
stuff then and ship it out yourself? Oh, dude, that is brutal.
Small business, man.
Oh, I remember when a friend of mine was doing not Teletubbies. The
Beanie
stuff,
Babies?
Beanie Babies. That's it. She was selling her own Beanie Babies. She was a Beanie Baby collector, and she made 400,000 in 1 year. So I'm not gonna.
The collector's market on those is still really strong. It's
Is
very
it?
surprising.
Which is fucking weird.
That is so weird. I didn't think they were still around.
Well,
No,
but like the thing that makes a collector's market strong is there are people that wanted to do it as a kid that fixated on it, that then they get to be adults with adult money and sadness. So then, that is why the collector's market on Transformers is the way it is. That is why the collector's market on G.I. Joe's,
I'm not
Cabbage
sad.
Patch Kids, like
Heather, we're sad.
We are.
We're all
oh my
sad.
god, that's so
I
cool.
have 3 Batmen in this shot right now. Okay.
Oh,
if
that's
ever there was a poster child for
sadness. Yeah.
Sadness.
Sadness.
Yeah,
and
so like
decision-making.
I finally added I don't know, if you're super rich and you spend a lot of money on a door or on a bookcase that's actually a door, I feel like that's starting in the direction of good decisions.
It's hard to
the whole
respect a
putting
super
on-
rich person who doesn't have a secret door in their house.
Putting on a leather outfit and then beating up homeless people, maybe less of a good decision at that point.
But some of those homeless people are super villains, so it's okay.
Putting supervillains back into Arkham at a certain point, there's got to be a point where you're like, you know what? Maybe
It's
there's
an
another place we
unsupportable-
could do this.
It's an
Like, maybe-
unsupportable vigilante business model for sure.
I'm reasonably certain the walls are made out of giant colander.
It's Arkham was a revolving door of joy for the city of Gotham. It's so pretty.
It is. It's
I
very
want
pretty.
it. So, Alan, where
Good
can
hand
people
feel.
where can people find your website, your TikTok,
So
social media?
Do you have any kind of like business that we should talk about and plug here at the end?
Yeah, for sure.
What do we?
Okay. So at the point that people are seeing this, there's a couple of things to tell you guys about. So first thing, support the podcast. They are going to have their own link. And if you know you're going to buy a saber, follow their link, buy the saber that way. It helps support the channel and these awesome people that we all appreciate. So that's first plug. The 2 things that I have coming up in the very near future, one of them, my wife and my sister-in-law work for a nonprofit here in Louisville, Kentucky called Maryhurst. And Maryhurst is an organization that they provide care to kids that have been taken by the state.
Oh.
And so they support foster families. They have, and it's mostly teens because these are the people that end up in long-term care. And so then the state doesn't have facilities for long-term care. So they get, and it's people that have had all manner of very awful, very complicated lives as children, that then don't have a family to provide any kind of assets or support structure or whatever for them to enter into adulthood. Sometimes kids come into Maryhurst with sort of a plan in place to be able to reintegrate with their family. Other times, there is not going to be a pathway for that to happen.
Mhm.
Yeah. Wow.
Because the state had to take them because of that family or whatever.
Right.
But so they do something that's called the Week of Hope, where my wife and my sister-in-law are going to have their own little links that you go to make a donation to Maryhurst. It's their biggest sort of fundraiser during the year. Last year, my wife made it into the top 5 because of some tremendous support from the folks of TikTok, and because I promised to give stickers and a super fancy lightsaber to people that participated.
Mhm.
And so that's going to happen again. And so by the time people hear this, I will have already announced that, or I will be about to announce that.
Nice.
And then finally, for all the folks that are in Ohio or nearby Ohio, the weekend of 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday of June, I am going to be at Origins Convention in Columbus. I've got some friends that do that have a tabletop role-playing
Nice.
like accessories business,
Mhm.
and they've got a booth. I'm going to be their booth neighbor. You'll be able to find me.
Hey.
Guaranteed better than a stick. Video's not flipped, but whatever. But I'm going to be there. I'm going to have sabers. My wife's actually going to be there as well. She's starting to get excited because we haven't taken a lot of vacations since our children were born. So this is going to be like 4 days where we don't have to sort out breakfast or baths or dinner or whatever.
It has been
Look at
my
the joy on
experience-
Steph's face.
It has been my experience in those moments that I forget how to adult. I do not know how to care for myself. I don't know what is bedtime or when we eat. I have no idea. And it's goddamn delightful. So congratulations on that. Y'all have fun.
And I'm going to be on the con floor from like 10 to 6 every day for 3 or 4 days.
Mhm.
Wear a mask. Wear a mask, man.
For fuck's sake.
Because let me tell you,
vaccination cards and masks required for the.
Well, they say.
Here's
Well, they
something
say
actually
that.
enforce
They
it,
say that.
yeah.
But yeah, it's actually really hard to
make a
regulate.
sign that says. I'll make a sign that says "No mask, walk on." I will do that. My youngest is not old enough to get vaccinated yet, and so anybody that wants to play fast and loose with that, they're welcome to do that, but not within my sphere.
You can hit them with a lightsaber.
And anybody that wants to have a problem with that, I will be surrounded by lightsabers.
And they are better than a stick.
They're guaranteed better than a stick.
Guaranteed. Love it.
All right. Well, it was awesome having you on the show. We had some really awesome conversation.
Yay, fucking
And
finally,
I also
yay.
want all your lightsabers. So how about that? Steph?
That can be arranged.
Yeah, I know. Steph,
I know
do you
a
want
guy.
to...
Wait, do you know somebody who
No,
sells
I
lightsabers? Hold on.
I do.
Stop
I
the
know a
show.
guy.
Wait.
Which one are you looking for? You need Mace Windu? I know a guy.
Do you guys need to meet in a parking lot to do this? I think like with a trench coat. That might be a different kind of rendezvous.
I'm not allowed to bring home any more lightsabers, apparently. So,
That's
but
a lot of negativity.
someone,
I don't know.
I'm not gonna retort further on that subject because Steph. Yeah. Anyway, Steph, do you want an outro?
Yeah, sure. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. This has been goddamn delightful.
Seriously.
If you would like to follow us on social media, you totally can, you should, and you will. We are on
You will.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. For the Star Wars side of things, we are at Dark Side Divas. On the Marvel side of things, we are at Marvelous_Divas, except on Facebook. It's at the Marvelous Divas.
Also, y'all, the Dark Side Divas, our Star Wars podcast, the Marvelous Divas, our MCU podcast, they can both be found on pretty much any podcast platform. Please subscribe. Please leave a review. We would really appreciate it. Also, we have this YouTube channel that you're watching this shit on. Please subscribe. Also, last but not least, we have a Patreon. Patreon.com/Divas podcast. That's where we are. We have exclusive content. Unfortunately, you cannot get badass lightsabers like that, but we do have access to exclusive content, a Discord community, and so much more, hopefully soon. And that's it.
and our friendly neighborhood Master Alan will be fighting evil by moonlight.
I hope so.
Winning love by daylight. Never
All
running
right.
See,
from
and
a
this
real
is-
fight.
If I get it just right, the reflection off of this part makes it look like it's got like some goofy.
It's fucking, it's gorgeous.
Really
is what
cool.
It is. It's gorgeous.
She wants it. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Wave awkwardly at the camera. Hey. I'm not doing
You guys-
this.
Are you guys familiar with the snapping point?
This
That
The
whole
snapping
thing?
point?
Yeah.
no.
So if you have frequent conversation with somebody where it would be really, really disruptive to constantly say, so the actress said to the bishop, or the more modern, that's what she said, you can just and move on.
Nice.
Oh.
I don't know. I think I like
Oh.
to roll around in the words though. I like to get the that's what she said in there.
And that, and that's okay too. It's just sometimes you can just and then move on.
Yeah, I mean, gay guys especially just say girl, and is supposed to imply the same thing.
It's its
Makes
own
sense.
dialect.
I didn't even realize this, by the way. I just picked the hat I bought last weekend
Look
at Disneyland.
at you all
and-
pridey pride.
Yeah, it's Pride Month, don't you know? How could
It's
you
almost
not
like
know?
You're the gay.
I mean,
the
I am
show.
a gay, and I am the gay for the show.
It is true. You accidentally wore the uniform. Good job. Well done.
Yeah. Oh well. What are you gonna do? It's Pride Month.
There, I just changed all of your lighting. You're gonna have to adjust the balance like 10 minutes into the episode.
You did
Like
what?
that for you. Did you not notice? No, fuck it. You'll notice when you're editing. Fuck you.
I hate you. Whatever.
Supportive teammates is just such an important part of a successful workplace. Like
I you know what?
I
I
hate you.
agree.
Fuck you.
I agree with you. I would like to experience this support you talk about. So we'll talk to our Dark Side Divas and Marvelous Divas HR person.
Yeah, take it to HR. You can
Yeah.
file that complaint.
Which
I
is-
have
switch
I have a
from
file
boxers
13.
to boxer briefs and like more support.
that's the only support you're getting.
Hello, 2010.
I updated our whole ass calendar today. You have been supported.
You clicked like 2 things.
Have you ever clicked anything on that calendar?
Yeah. And then you yelled at me and I took it off.
You freaked me the fuck out. I logged into our Twitter account and there was like people reacting to shit I didn't fucking post. There was all this stuff all over. It felt like sleepwalking on Twitter, and then I realized, oh, Chris posted some stuff.
Am I not allowed to log into our social media? I don't touch the TikTok, but I touch
Don't
the
touch
Twitter.
TikTok. You don't want that.
No, I don't want that.
I logged into Twitter and then we got all these reactions to things that people engaged with, and it was all your fault.
No. Fuck you for improving our social media presence.
Well, if I logged into TikTok and checked the notifications, I would be like, why are all these boys coming for me and saying I should go back to the kitchen, And I can't do that. I would have to respond, and it would be a whole mess. And then
You don't
Stephanie
have
would
to
be like,
respond.
"What the fuck? That's not how you do it."
Every
This
now
is
and
how you do
then,
it.
if I'm feeling salty and I don't have anything else to post, but I need to keep the algorithm interested, I'll respond to one of them. But for the most part, I just block them. Or I'll ask them to explain so that they will keep commenting and boost the video.
Oh my gosh, I don't know how you do
They
it.
all assume I actually want the explanation. It's
You don't even
adorable.
read it.
Thanks for the engagement.
I love it.
Well, no, they give you 4 comments. You pick one and you respond to that one, and you ignore the rest of them. Or
Yeah.
you do like 1 of 4, 2 of 4, 4 of 4. Like,
Like, what did I miss? Oh no.
it's just,